Thank you, everyone, for tuning in to Everybody Has a Story. I am your host, Sierra Williams, and today we'll be speaking with Miss Independent. All the stories are intimate to the person and not to be discussed or taped to be re traumatizing to anyone. The purpose of Everybody Has a Story is to provide formerly incarcerated and justice system involved women and men an opportunity to talk about their stories with the criminal justice system, medical issues, foster homes, child protection services, doula services, ReEntry Matters, family matters, mental health services, and much more. Today, we have on the line with us Miss Independent, and she would like to tell her story. Um, Miss Independent, thank you for joining us today. Could you tell us what you would like us to know just as an introduction about yourself?
Well, thank you for having me. Um, what I would like you to know, pretty much just my story. Just listen to the disclosure. Some of it doesn't really pertain to my story, but I have been in like the workhouse place before, and I do have like a criminal background that I want to talk about and raise awareness. Pretty much for how they mistreated myself and everyone else on the case.
Awesome. So, personally, could you just disclose about who you are? I know not your name, but do you have a family? You don't have to say names or birthdays or ages or anything like that, but who do you spend most of your time with?
I am married and I have four children. They're pretty young, so I have four, all of the ages 8 and under.
Okay.
I spend most of my time with them, or just my mom, my siblings, and just like a few of my friends. That's it.
Awesome. Thank you for that. So, what do you do in your free time?
My free time, I don't really hang out much, but my free time I'll just like pretty much do walks or um, I like to hang out with myself. I'm kind of a loner if
Mm,
I'm not with any of my friends or family members.
mm-hmm.
Um, I also practice just like spirituality. So
Yes.
it's a really cool store out here in Eden Prairie that I go to, or South Minneapolis, and just try to learn more about that. I like to read and write.
Awesome. All those things are dope, girl. Yes, yes. Got to take and do self care. That is so important and it's so vital
Yeah, I learned
to
it.
you being a better person every day, you know? So that's
Yeah, I lose
awesome.
track a lot, but I always find my way back.
Hey, that's all that matters. It's not about when you fall, it's about how you pick yourself back up.
Mhm.
So, what do you do when you keep trying but you feel like you're failing?
Um, I kind of just give myself self affirmations like, okay, you're better than this. You can do this. Like, it's people that didn't have as many opportunities as you have now. And
Mhm.
so that kind of keeps me going, like even just seeing my children, I always say, well, I have to push harder. Like, I don't want to pass away knowing that I don't
Right.
have a home for them to live in after I pass away. Like, if I'm living in an apartment and I pass away and then they have to move out, or I pass away and they have to go work for someone else, I want to leave some type of establishment for them so that they can just pick up where I left off and they can be successful as well.
Right. A legacy built on
Correct.
promises for their life and generations, which means much
Yep.
more than superficial things that we worry about every single day.
Yep. So that's what keeps me going. I'm just like, I wouldn't be happy if I passed away that way.
Right. Well, that's good, and not as in a fear way, but as in a self motivating way. So utilizing your
Yep.
kids and your family to strive to do better, and things that we see in the community too. That also pushes you to be better. So thank you for sharing
Yes,
that.
ma'am.
Um,
You're welcome.
what do you want out of life?
Um, I don't really this may sound weird, but I don't really want a lot. I don't really question myself on what I want, but I just know that I just want peace within myself. There are sometimes I find myself just like being a prisoner of my own mind, and I'm thinking
Yes.
about things that have happened, and I'm just like, sometimes I tend to hold a grudge, and it's like I need to learn to let things go. So I want to
Yes.
learn the ultimate level of just like peace and possible forgiveness. That's the hardest thing for me.
Mhm.
Um, Success. I want to be able to give back to the community
Mhm.
and help others see outside, because like there's so many. I've been seeing so many murders in
Yeah.
Minneapolis and just everywhere, and I just kind of want to raise awareness. Like you guys can live outside of this. You can grow past 20 and
Exactly.
get out of this. It's really sad.
It's
So
a rut. It's a
I just
rut.
try to figure out ways to. Yeah, I want to figure out ways to help them value their lives, but
Right.
I haven't figured out how to just yet.
I think for me personally is just getting in there and doing it, and going to the sources and saying like, what is it that we can help you with? Because when I think about coming from living over North Minneapolis, the only time things like that would happen is when people are doing things they don't have no business. So, with that being said, if you're doing things that you don't have no business, how can you get to doing things that you do have business doing? Because if you're focused on your own life, your own prosperities, your own everything that you want to happen in your life, the motto is the point of is getting out the hood, not staying in the hood. Like
Exactly.
everybody strives to get out the hood. So do that. And there's nothing wrong with doing that. That doesn't mean you diminish who you are as a person. It just means that you grew, and that's the purpose. So,
A lot of people, they feel like, okay, they want to get out of the hood from where they are, and then they move to a different state, and then go be in another hood in a different state. Like, yeah, you move from where you're from, but
yes,
you're still in the same spot.
exactly.
Essentially, what's confusing is, because my brother, he does it. He lives in East St. Louis, and it's really dangerous down there. That's where I was born.
Mhm.
But he was saying, like, one day, like, yeah, I just want to make a full 360 and change my life around.
Mhm.
But I'm just like, if you make a 360, that's right back where you started, right? It's completion.
Hello.
You have to make a 180. Which
Hey.
is kind of crazy because it's confusing, but you have to make a 180.
Yep. Yep.
And
Yep.
so a lot of people don't understand that. So
that's real. That was a real one right there, girl. Ding, ding, ding for you.
thank you.
That was real, real. I like that. So, what's your definition of happy?
I'm sorry, what did you say?
What's your definition of happy?
Definition of happy. Well, I can look at myself and just not see any flaws, or I can't say anything bad about myself or my conscience, or just my thoughts, and seeing my kids just successful and just smart and graduate and do what they want to do in life, not what they're told to do. Or someone told me a couple years ago that they have to train the spirit and not the child. So I try to just kind of look into their eyes and say, okay, I can tell this is going to be this person, this is going to be this person.
Yes.
And try to train them up to be that person and true to themselves, and that makes me happy.
Right, right. And also, spin off your flawless. Everybody is got a flaw. Ain't nobody working around here perfect. And I tell you what, it make it real simple. Everybody should know that one hand is bigger than the other, one foot is bigger than the other, one arm is longer than the other, and one leg is longer than the other. So with that being said, we all have character flaws. So if you're pointing towards perfection or thinking like, no, I'm not going to have this problem. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. Newsflash. Everybody has flaws.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, you're right about that. But I'm saying, like, as far as accepting the fact, like, okay, this arm is longer than this arm.
Got you.
To acceptance with
Got you. All right.
Yeah.
So
I just have to find acceptance.
Yes, and we all do. We all do, especially in the creator, because he's first and foremost.
Yes,
Um,
ma'am.
so, what is your gift to the world?
Mm, my gift to the world. That's a good question. Myself. I am a gift.
You are a gift. You
I
are a
feel like I'm just
gift.
very different, and I bring so much to the table. And I know it sounds cliche. Um, just like I'm very informative. I'm very positive with my friends. I'm always uplifting, and I feel like you never know what somebody's battling. And I always say that I've seen it on the internet. It's like you never know what someone is going through. Be kind always. Like
Right.
I think that's my gift because like there's sometimes where I'll just randomly text someone and I'll just say something and it's like you do not know how bad I needed that today, or you saved my
Yes.
life today. Like I just feel like I'm not really like a psychic, but I can just feel feelings sometimes, and I go off of that and just work through it.
That's good. That's
If that
good.
makes
And
sense.
that's good discernment to know that when you are called upon to do those things that you must move in that wavelength. You must move because somebody might miss out on something just because you didn't decide to do that. And so we are given those gifts and those powers to be able to do that, and we should definitely utilize it because you are a powerful person. Everybody has powers.
Yeah, and it's scary sometimes. Like I know a previous job I had a few years ago. Um, someone at the time I didn't know, but this person was going to have a heart transplant.
Mhm.
That same day, I was thinking about this person at work, and I was like, I wonder how this person is doing.
Mhm.
And well, okay, so I worked at the post office, and then I promise you, about 2 blocks down, this person's name was huge on this mailbox, but the person doesn't live in Minnesota. So
Mm.
this person also doesn't have a common name. And I was
Mhm.
just like, whoa. So
Right.
I
It's
called
a
his
sign.
wife, and yeah, and at that time she told me like, well, he was having heart problems and he needs a heart transplant. They actually called this morning at 4 a.m. and said they had a donor, but it was just sometimes it freaks me out. Like, whoa,
Yeah, it
I don't
do.
know.
It do, but you know what? It is what it is, and you got to embrace it. Every last one of us have to embrace that about ourselves. And when we, like I
Yep.
said, diminish that, we're not providing ourselves a service. We're doing ourselves a disservice. So, if you have those capabilities and those powers to be able to move it forth, you got to do it. You got to do it. And you feel so much better with doing it too. Like, look at you celebrating your success in that story, you know?
Yeah,
That's great.
yeah, it kind of creeped me out at first. I kind of was like, why is this happening? But then I've learned to like, okay, this is something that I'm called to do for some odd reason. But
Yep.
okay,
Right. But
I
okay. Tell me how to do it. I'm going to do it.
yeah. So yeah, I'm just
So, my next question is what do you do to advocate best for yourself?
what do I do? I really don't. I don't really like go around just kind of advocating for myself. I just do what I do, and then word of mouth, and it spreads, and then people just they come to me
So
like bees
when
to
you
a
feel
honey.
like your back is up against the wall and you feel like there's nothing else that can be done, how do you get your word across that you need this to be handled? Whatever it is.
If I can't do it myself, and I really don't like to ask for help, it's really hard for me. I'm a very irritable person as
You
well.
you went out. You went out. What'd you say?
Oh, no, I was saying, so most of the time I like to do things for myself. I don't like to ask for help.
Yes.
But if I don't seek help, even if it's something minor, like I'm a very irritable person,
Yeah.
so then I'll like explode. So then I'll have to just like, okay, I need help with this, and
Yes.
yeah, so that's kind of how I do it. I just eventually at the final gate just ask for help, and then I get it.
And have you personally tried to see what happens if you don't explode and you calm yourself and still ask for help?
Um, no, not really. I think like if I calm myself, then I won't ask for help anymore. But if it's just like even something
Even if
small,
you
like if
really
I'm
know
just
that getting that help would advance you and get you to a better position.
correct, like even minor things, like I'll come home from work
Uh-huh.
and then it'll be three things on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
And my husband says I have OCD. It's so funny, but I'm like, oh my god, the entire house is dirty. Somebody has to do. Somebody has to mop. And if my little babies won't help me or my husband, I get really mad. Like, I need this clean as soon as possible. And so I try to calm myself down and do it like, okay, it's only three
Right.
things.
Right.
But to me, it multiplies and goes to millions. So either I calm myself down and I play music and I do it myself, or I'll pick up two things and I'll be still upset. Like, okay, pick that one thing up, but I want you to pick it up right now, this instant. I don't want you doing it this time. You have to do it on my time. And I don't know.
So I hear you because I'm like that too at sometimes. This is like, I want things to be in order and not out of order. And it's supposed to be that way. And they know me. It's not like they just met me last night. So they know what my expectations are. But then I've also learned now, like, okay, so me getting myself mad, upset, and angry, it's not going to change the situation. So I'm not even going to elevate my blood pressure to accommodate frustration for other people because then I'm taking on somebody else's emotions. I'm going to be in tune with my own emotions and I'm just going to pick it up. And then I'm going to say, you know, it really, really, really bothers me when I come home and I'm seeing this continuously happening. I will really appreciate if you don't do it no more. And then as the many times as I keep saying it, and I know it becomes like a nuisance, but as many times they start picking up and they're like, okay, well, she doesn't come in here and she's not looking frustrated or she's not acting frustrated. So dang, well, you know, we might be doing the right thing now. Now it decreases from 3 things to 2, you know? And so,
well, I'll try it.
yes, try it. And then that's more peaceful for you too. Try it and then get back to me on that.
So complicated. Like,
yeah.
I can be like really like spiritual. Oh, let me try this yoga and meditation, but then 2 seconds later, I'll be like, I can't even meditate because you are breathing too hard.
yeah.
It just,
yeah.
It's just, I don't know.
It takes time.
I'm still figuring myself out.
It takes time, and it is no rush. And you should take your time in doing it because you know what? If you rush it, you're not gonna stay with it. You're gonna give up on it.
Exactly.
So you know it takes time. Yes, and understand it and know why you have to feel this way or be this way. Because it's not just for everybody else. It's for yourself too. It's for you to be able to be in a peaceful mind. And then when you're in a peaceful mind, those around you are going to be on the same wavelength because they love you and they care about you that much to change those things about themselves in order to be around you.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, what are your meditation practices?
So, I have a thinking bowl.
You said what? You kind of, it was foggy there.
I could have. Okay, so I have a singing bowl. So it's a bowl and it has a mallet.
Yeah.
And you just kind of ring it on the outside, and it kind of has like a really high-pitched vibration.
Yes.
So it helps you with focusing. Oh, my goodness. And so I just sit there and my lonesome, and I do that, and I just try to catch my breath and listen and become one with just like my surroundings. Like, okay, oh, it's a bird outside chirping. Like, I can hear it, but I actually want to listen, like, tune everything out, tune the TV out. The TV wouldn't be on, but just like the children, just actually listen to the bird or listen to the cars on the street. Because a lot of times, well, a lot of people, everyone does it. Like, we'll hear something, but we're not actually focusing on sound, if
Right.
that makes sense. I can't really put it into words.
No, you just put it in great retrospect. That was very good, and I know exactly what you're talking about. And I, when I just went to my trip to Florida, I would purposeful be in tune with everything around me and appreciate that about life, like the sunset, the clouds, the beach, the seagulls, the people walking, the water washing up, the shells coming with it. So I know exactly what you're talking about, and it's a very good feeling, and it's a fulfilling thing, and I think that everybody should practice it every day because it puts you in tune with yourself, and it puts you in tune with your world and the things that are going on around you. Because when we're not in sync, we're all over the place. And we have to be in tune with ourselves, because if you need to give yourself a reality check, if you're in tune with yourself, you can give yourself a reality check and boom, you are aware of what's going on. But if you're not in tune with yourself and things are just happening, you're going to go down this road that is just uneasy, and no needed for that. Just be in tune with who you are, your beliefs, your everything, and you will walk a great, successful life. So I know exactly what you're talking about.
Earlier I said that I lose my way sometimes. Like I was doing very well with it, but then like this recent case, like for some reason, like I wasn't able to focus anymore. Like I was so stressed out, I couldn't even sit still. So now that it's all over, I'm just like, okay, now I can get back to,
being you,
finding myself again.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's hard.
I know, but you're doing it. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So tell me about how you and I met.
My sister, I've been wanting to become a doula, and my sister-in-law, she asked me a few years ago, like, would you be willing to kind of be like, not, because at the time I was not a doula, just like a companion for me,
Mm-hmm.
while I'm in labor. And I was like, okay, yeah, sure. And so I did it, and her husband wasn't there. He stayed home with the other kids, and it was just amazing. Just like everything, like I didn't even she just wanted me for company, but I got there and I just started just working naturally, like just giving her massages and just like, what else do you need? And she's like, no, I'm fine. I'm like, what else? So we just practicing breathing, and just comforting her, and just whatever she needed, ice, and just helping her advocate for herself.
Right.
What she needed and what she wanted and when she wanted it and how.
Mm-hmm.
And after I left, I was just like, because I've been saying to myself before this, because I have a daughter, she was a premature baby, and I was just like, I want to work in the NICU.
Yes.
So I was looking up that, but I was just like, I sometimes want instant gratification. I don't want to go to school for 8 years.
Right.
The 8 years is going to pass by anyway, so, which is redundant, but it's going to pass by anyway. You can be spending those years doing something that you need to be doing, but I never did that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so I just went and looked up more things, and labor and delivery nursing. That's not it. That's not personal enough.
Right.
And then I found I love Erica Badu.
Yes.
She was a doula, and I was like, what is that?
Yeah.
And I looked it up. So I was reading up on that, and I was asking my sister about it. She's like, oh my God, one of my friends, she's a doula. You should totally get in contact with her. Like, she's really good. And I remember writing her like 2 o'clock in the morning. The very first time I contacted you, it was like 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm so excited. And you answered.
Yeah.
I didn't call you, but I wrote you on Facebook. But
yep.
So that's how we met.
That's what's up. Yes, and you are doing such great work, and I'm proud of you. And we got some work to do.
You.
We got so much work to do together. So I'm looking forward to that too. I got some big things coming up.
I'm waiting.
Yeah, I know you is, and I got you. I just need some more support, but I'm waiting. I don't rush anything. I'm definitely
I know. I
being,
trust it. I trust you. I just
yes,
remember like
trust
my
the
first month I
process.
called you like, what do I do?
Yes.
And you kind of was like my mom and that. It's like, calm down. First of all, you can't help her. You can't go in there frantic. Like, you know what you said, but I was
Yeah.
like, oh my God. Yeah, like, amazing.
Yeah, those
Amazing,
exchanges of
amazing.
energy are very important, whatever situation that you are in. And you have to, like, again, be in tune with yourself. Because if you're not, then your things are all over the place. And I'm very, very in tune with myself. And I try very hard to catch my emotions in the places where they need to be. I don't want to overdo it because, look, we have a heart. And if we get too elevated, that heart can shut down. And I wanna live life to my fullest potential, and that's that, you
Yes,
know.
ma'am.
So,
Yep.
my next question is, how do people receive your story when you talk about your criminal history? And when I say how do people receive your story, I mean employers, landlords, county officials, family members, and your friends. How do they receive your story when you talk about it?
I actually don't talk about it much. It's like, I won't say it's my first time speaking on it, but um, like when it first happened, I contacted my mom and my siblings. I said, okay, this is so. I know we joke around a lot, but I'm just like, hey, serious moment. Let's have a meeting at mom's house. So we all met there, and I kind of told them what was going on, and we was like, what's the game plan? And, we're going to do this and this, and we talked about that. That made me feel a little bit better. My friends, they kind of, just like, oh, well, I'm sorry that happened to you. Like, you totally didn't deserve that.
Mm-hmm.
But landlord, they, the landlord I have, they didn't even ask, so, for my job. So, I got lucky in that case.
Hey,
But
hey.
yeah, they just kind of listen and just kind of like, okay, well, I'm sorry that happened, but luckily you got a slap on the wrist, which was it's a slap on the wrist. But for me, I've never had any criminal record, so it's a big deal to me because it's like, oh my God, like I was working an amazing job, and
Mm-hmm.
then this happened, and they had to let me go because of legalities. I worked with pensions and retirement, so with huge companies, and they're like, yeah, we can't even keep you because of that. And it's just like, now I'm working a job that I don't even love.
Mm.
It's hard to find a job that you love. That job I love, but I couldn't stay because of that reason. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's just hard. It sucks.
Well, every day, if you're working towards success, I know you're doing something towards your independence of your own work. And I know that because
Yeah.
I've heard you call me and say, hey, I'm on my way to a birth and I need some help. So every day, if
Yeah.
you're working towards that greater career that you feel fulfilled in, and I heard it in your voice and I heard it in your story, that that's a good thing. So I'm hopeful that you're doing that.
And yeah, I am. And I was just even telling my full-time job, like, I kind of want to go part-time. Not kind of, I do, because, like, the company I work for is extremely small.
Mm-hmm.
Only like 6 of us in the front office.
Mm-hmm.
And I see the owner every day and her husband. And I'm just like, okay, I'm just pretty much helping you guys, and I'm
Yeah.
putting myself on the back burner. And like,
Yeah.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
They don't understand that, of course, but
Of course not. But that's because they are intrigued with how powerful the brain is and how we can get people to do the things we need them to do with saying, I'm going to give you this $20 an hour. When
yeah,
really, off of that $20, you're making them thousands of dollars.
exactly. And I'm just like, I need to be working myself. I put myself on the back burner for far too long.
Mm-hmm.
I'm coming for it now.
Exactly. Hey, guns blazing. So tell me about your story with the criminal justice system and what you want others to know.
Um, First off, others, PCA work. That's what happened. I was a PCA worker,
Mhm.
and I didn't really do the work. Allegedly, I didn't do the work. It was timesheets. But honestly, that is truthful. A few years ago, I really did have some timesheets that I didn't. I didn't do the work for, but they were signed off on, and we split and checks with the clients. And I'm open about it just because it already happened, and you can't charge me again.
Right.
Whatever.
Right.
But after the fact, I moved out of state, and the owner of the company asked me, like, hey, do you want to, I don't even know why I did it. I was like 23. I don't know. Age shouldn't matter. But she was like, okay, yeah, whatever. I already had a job. I didn't really need it, but extra money I wouldn't turn it down. So, yeah, sure. I'll do a timesheet. Cool. I could have got away with that one if it wasn't for those meddling kids. I'm kidding. But she actually made copies of that timesheet that I made. She made a bunch of copies, and it billed the state of Minnesota over like $50,000. I didn't even know about this because I returned 2 timesheets to her, and even in the courtroom, I brought up, they showed those text messages. She never even paid me for those 2 weeks that I signed off on. And she kept billing the state. My signature was on it, but it was a blank timesheet. And she would just add new dates and different clients. They showed them to me. So
Wow.
Billed PCA. Billed me PCA hours over $50,000. So she got paid over $50,000 in my name. I didn't see a dime of that. But they said, well, since you knew that it was a blank timesheet and you still signed off on it, we can't let you get off that easy. So,
even though you didn't get payment. Even though you never received payment.
Correct. It's in the court. I never received payment. There's another text message they brought up while I asked her mom, like, hey, have you spoke with your daughter? She hasn't paid me, and I was kind of dependent on that extra money because I was going to pay my rent. The daughter never paid me, and she kept billing those hours. So that happened. They were going to charge me with 2 counts of felony theft by swindle for like Medicaid fraud. But the judge is just like looking in your criminal history and like you don't have anything and just reading because everyone else took it to trial. I kind of just took it to the chin, just like whatever. I pled guilty. Like, yeah, I did do the blank timesheet. For that, I do apologize because I shouldn't have signed off on those 2 weeks knowing that I was in Illinois and that was in Minnesota. I was wrong for that. So,
right.
Yeah. Okay. I owned up to that. And I think that's kind of why they were like, we don't really want to charge you like that. The judge even said, like, they use you as a pawn. Like, we don't really want you. But instead of giving me 2 counts of felony theft by swindle, they just gave me 1 count of a gross misdemeanor. Still theft by swindle. And then I had to go to the workhouse for, I think, a total of 7 days. But since I was working, they allowed me to go on the weekend, which was pretty cool. It was scary, though, because I had to be in the room for 23 hours and only get 1 hour out.
Wow.
So that was extremely hard for me because I'm just like, I don't know. I got there and I was just like, oh, my goodness. Like, I'm not like these people. These people are criminal. And then I stopped and thought to myself, like, whoa. That's how a lot of people see black people when they see them right away. This person's a criminal. This person is this. But like you said, every person has a story.
Yes.
So exactly how I got there, that could have happened to them too. So I kind of like turned my nose a different way. Like, okay, I have to stop thinking of these people like this. And I started to get to hear stories, and I was just like, wow, this is crazy. I kind of wanted to be Olivia Pope or Emily Senior. Like,
yeah.
Wow, like this is, and yeah. So I did the workhouse, and then I did house arrest for 20 days, and now I'm just on probation for 2 years.
Wow. That
Because
is
I
such
remember when I was in the. Go ahead.
that is such a I'm sure it happens more often than not happens in our community, and then for you to be penalized by the works of someone else that pride on you to do something to gain their own advantage. That is sad. It's really sad.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but
And they're like, I'll let her do it, kind of, because why would you send her blank time?
well,
I
you
understand what
didn't
they're
let
saying,
her
but at the
do
same time,
anything. You didn't let her do anything. You did something for yourself. That was
correct.
this person addressed you and said, hey, there's this opportunity for you to make some extra money. You just got to sign off on this paperwork and I'll get it to you. I mean,
Yeah.
like
This
you
person
said.
is my sister-in-law, by the way.
What'd you say?
It's crazy. This person is my sister-in-law, by the way.
Wow. Even more crazy because
Yeah.
then you really have a trusting longevity relationship with this person. But for them to purposely and intentfully come to you and ask you that at 23 years old, you're not even in that thought process of rhyme and reason. You're just saying money and sign, you know?
Yep.
So,
3 kids already. I'm just like, yeah, I do it, sure.
right. And I know that I'm going to get income from it and I don't have to do nothing. And because this person is my family, I trust them. So I know I ain't going to have this ain't no trouble going to come behind this.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. And I should have thought longer about it because at the time, all of my stories are kind of intertwined. So I don't know, earlier I was saying how I wanted to talk to young men about, like, okay, you can grow out of this. Like, it's a way out. At the time, I was working at the #1 trauma hospital in St. Louis, Missouri. I was working at Barnes Hospital. I was working in the emergency room, triage and trauma. So I was seeing so many young men come in there and not come out. Some come in and went back out. Gunshot wounds. And every time I was kind of sneaking in their room and like, hey, young man, like a Jehovah's Witness or something. Like, you heard the word, like, you need to, like,
Yeah.
And, like, that was fulfilling for me to be able to speak with them about it. But then when I had the case, I had to come back to Minnesota and fight it. So I ended up moving back here, which was stupid.
Right. Well, thank you for sharing that. And I think what your situation is what people would say as a white collar crime, right? And they say that simply because white folks, and I'm just going to put it out there, can do the same very things and not even have to worry about what you had to experience. But then they have black folks or people of color have the same situations that happen and then they get slapped, not even on the wrist, because that ain't no slap on the wrist. I'm sorry, but we walk around with our names and our criminal history and our social security number, which is attached to credit. Okay? And so if you walk around and you have a check on your name by having a criminal background history, things look a whole hell of a lot different than you walking around with a clear name and nothing that's saying that you are this person. So they found a way to charge you with something that our peers in other ethnic backgrounds would not have to deal with. And I'll just put it out there because I know, because I experienced the same thing. And really, technically, I mean, it's not the same because, yours was you wrote down something, but mine's I didn't do nothing. But they found an opportunity because I had a clear background, because I didn't have anything that I used to do that they can come down on me about. And they use that as an advantage and said, we're going to label her too. Because every person of color needs a label, right? But it is very sad, but it's reality. And that's why I do Everybody Has a Story, so that people have an opportunity to share these things, because it's the truth. And it really happens in our community to people who aren't worthy of having these things happen. Like, yeah, you said you was wrong. Okay, you was wrong. Then have me do some community service. Have me pay back some of the money that I signed for. But don't give me a label that's going to cause me to lose things for my family or for my progress. That don't make sense. It's not right.
Yes, ma'am. And that's what I was thinking about when I was in the workhouse. Like when I got there, I was saying like, oh my God, these people are this and these people are that. And I think it was so we're in rooms that have like they're like metal doors, and then they have a little long window.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was about maybe 10 o'clock at night, and one girl just yelled under her door. We all heard her. She yelled upstairs and she's like, hey, so-and-so, like, can we practice math? And I'm just like, wow, they have somebody in here that doesn't even know math. They could have been putting her in some type of programs of learning as anything, but she, and I thought that, everyone else that witnessed what she had asked you, they were going to make fun of her, but no one said anything. And so from one room, the other one yelled down, like, okay, let's do multiplication.
That's so dope.
She's like, and I'm really emotional, and I was just sad, like, wow, this is really sick. So then the next day, new people came in Saturdays. A lot of people check in on Saturdays that are weekender.
Mm-hmm.
And it was so many African American people in there. They took me and like a few others out of our rooms.
Mm-hmm.
And we had like little boats, what they call them. And we had to sleep in the
hot area.
The area, yeah, in the area where like the phones are and the games.
Oh, wow.
The TV. We had to sleep out in the open because it was so packed in there. Like, I couldn't believe it. You had someone on your story maybe like a month or so ago. I had met her in there. And, yeah, I was sleeping in the little hallway of their rooms, and I was just like, this is pretty sick, this stuff here. And like,
right, when you could be at home with your family, in the community, doing community things to establish the community partnerships and the community things that need to happen for us, by us. You could have been doing something much more valuable with your time than sitting behind there, not learning, not doing anything but dwindling down time. Like that, there's no reentry in that. There's none.
Yep, and I remember I asked the judge, like, okay, can I just do community service? Like, if there has to be something that I can do where I won't have this record, like, I can't just have a criminal record. Like, no, I'm not going to be able to get a job. And he's like, well, just because of the amount of money that you took from us. I was like, oh, okay, I get it. It's about money. Like, I could have murdered, because I said to my lawyer, I said, I think to get off on murder. You mean to tell me I can't get off on a Medicaid fraud case? That's not right. That's not right. But he was saying the same thing, like, it's about money. That's pretty much it. You could took one and got off on it, but when you took money from the state, that's it.
Yeah, they don't play about that.
They're not letting it go.
They do not.
My mother-in-law, they just gave her 9 years. She did not own the company. Her 2 sisters owned the company, and her daughter owned the company. She owned the company in like 2011, and she went down for that. This is before I met her, but she went down for that. So she already had like some type of charge like that. And so when they found out that her 2 sisters owned the company and her daughter, which is my sister-in-law, they pinned that on her. They said there's no way that they could have did that on their own. That was your doing. They gave this like 9 years, and she's like 55.
Off conspiracy?
The company. Her sisters told her, the sisters and the daughter told the judge, Yana, that is my company. I own that company. Brought in receipts, like bank statements. These mugs are driving Range Rovers and expensive cars. Like, that's my business. They still charge her. She has 9 years.
Wow.
Everybody else, her sister had 6 years. One sister went to the workhouse. Her daughter went to the workhouse. They're out. It's sick.
The system. Well, we got about 15 minutes left and probably like 4 more questions, so I'm gonna get to those so that we can finish out your session. And yes, so where are you at right now with life?
right now at life, I am trying to move forward. I'm not trying, I'm moving forward. Like this label will not define who I am. The only label I'm going to have on me is a certified doula and a philanthropist and a mom and among any other things, but that's not going to be one of them.
Right.
So I'm still doing what I have to do with that. Like, I'm not letting it stop me. I'm still finding resources to do the things that I want to do, even after I get off of probation. How can I keep this expunged? And just thinking career-wise for myself, like, how can I continue to move forward and, never look back again?
Right, or look back and say, I came from that and this is where I'm at.
Exactly.
Yeah. Despite those circumstances.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you feel you have the support you need from your employers, from community members, family, and friends?
No. Especially not my employer. Like, I've already spoke on how I asked them, like, can I go part-time? I was honest with them. Like, I want to go part-time. I want to work on myself. They're like, no, we really need you for full-time. And then they turned around and hired somebody 2 weeks ago for part-time. For the same job that I do.
Wow.
Oh. And I was just like, well, hey, why did you give it to Carol? I didn't know why, but Carol, she's older, and so, she can't really work the full 80 hours. Yeah, whatever. Fine. But,
right.
I feel like I don't have the support from the community, from the people that I expected. Like, people that call and say, hey, I'm pregnant. Like, what's up with the doula services? Yeah, I'll do it, but I can't do everybody.
Nope. Not for free.
And they expect that, and then when I tell them, like, hey, like, I understand that, like, I can do that at this kind of rate, then they get mad at me, and then I start to feel bad. Like, as I'm working on that, like, I have to learn to not feel bad. Like, I can't be successful if I give the game away for free. Like, I can't.
Exactly. And it's not all about money, but bills gotta be paid, baby.
Right,
your time is valuable.
This lady, I actually gave her your phone number. I said, this person is also supposed to call her. She lives on White Bear Lake. Maybe you can come out and, I wouldn't mind doing this for free, but it was like, November in Minnesota, it's going to be bad. I have to pay for daycare.
Exactly.
I got Medicaid for, so I don't get assistance anymore because of that, by the way. So I have to pay for gas and travel and mileage, and I have to pay for daycare out of pocket and just food. Like, I have to live too. I just can't do it for free. I don't even know why I feel bad about it, but I do.
But you shouldn't be expected to do it for free either, because your counterparts don't get free. Other doulas that are not of color, they get paid well. And I see it all the time because I see the advertisements and I see the constant, oh, baby arrived today. I'm like, dang, y'all got about 7, 8 births on my one. And
yeah, they do. I asked them. They get like a lot in a month. Like,
yeah. And some of them, 3, 4, 5 of them on top of that. So it's like collaboratively, and this is why I'm saying I got some stuff in the works. For us doulas of color, we really need to get compensated for the things that we do, and that doesn't mean just a birth. That means, are you on, my phone is on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365, my phone. No, and that might sound crazy, but it's honest. And that means whoever calls, I'm there to give you what you need. I don't want you to feel like you're not fulfilled after you speak to me. Like, unless it's I fall asleep or something like that where I can't give you my 100% all. But if I'm on the phone with you and you call me and you're in crisis, I'm giving you your help. And if you're my doula client, I'm there to support you, whatever that looks like. And that's just a life as a person, as a doula and a caregiver. But you do need to be compensated for that because these bills don't pay themselves.
Yeah, the class wasn't free.
The class definitely wasn't free, and the CEUs that I do on top of that aren't free either, So that stuff is I'm paying to be able to serve other people. And so if I'm willing to pay to serve other people, people should be willing for them to pay me to serve them.
Yes, and I just feel like if it was the other way around, like if it was a different person that they went to, like I just feel like a lot of times, I hate to say it, but it's true. Friends and family and school colors, they always want a discount. Like, okay, yeah, I get you a discount, but you pretty much want it for free. You wouldn't go to a, a Caucasian or any other doula and just be like, hey, I'm pregnant, I need you to do this, but I also need it for free.
Right. You don't go in the store and get some groceries and then be like, I need to eat, so it's gonna be for free, right? Because I need to eat.
Yeah, like,
no.
Yeah, like,
it's
yeah,
vital.
That's kind of really frustrating.
It's vital, and I'm here with you. I'm here, but we're gonna figure that out. We're gonna definitely figure that out.
Yes, ma'am.
What is your motivation and intentions for this project of Everybody Has a Story?
I feel like, everybody's story should be told. Like we've been talking about having this phone call or meeting for a long time, and I know a lot of times people can be ashamed or afraid to let their stories be told. But because I'm one of them, I'm extremely private. But just like now speaking on it in public and knowing that it'll be told and heard, like kind of makes me feel good. Like you're not alone.
Yes.
You're not alone.
Yes.
And it feels good to get the story out, the truth, because like you can read the news articles where it'll say one thing. That's not really what happened. That's not how it went down.
Yes, talk about that. Thank you for saying that. That's so real and it's so powerful, and I appreciate that 100%. What does acceptance and equality mean to you?
You said what is equality, and I didn't catch the first word. I'm sorry.
Acceptance.
That means to me, I feel like you'll never get acceptance. You just have to get that from, like, that's within. Like, okay, I feel like I'm equal to myself, me with my peers and my neighbors, but I don't know. The question is kind of tricky because I can say what it means to me, but I don't think we'll ever get it. So, but to be treated fairly, like, okay, you gave this person a slap on the wrist, give me a slap on the wrist too. Or instead of throwing people in prisons where they stop learning or they continue to learn, but just like, I feel like when you put us places, like, also give us the means to do well when we get out. Besides, okay, now you're a felon, okay, you're out of prison. Good luck with everything. Like, okay, can you give me some resources that's going to help me when I get out? Housing. You put me on probation, and now it's a probation violation because I don't have somewhere to stay. I can't stay here because I'm a felon. I can't get a job because I'm a felon.
Right.
So it's like you're putting me in a 360-degree situation.
Hey.
So yeah, and so I don't know. I just feel like success is something that you have to find on your own. Like, you have to do it on your own. You can't depend on a job or get upset at a job because they won't hire you because that's what they do. We have to make our own way and keep going with it.
Well, Miss Psychic, you just answered my last question.
Sorry.
That's all right, because that is part of who you are, and that's all right. You answered my question, which was, what is success to you? And that is so amazing because you answered it without me even having to ask it.
I told you.
I know, girl. Check you out. I'm proud of you. Thank you. Well, it was such a pleasure speaking with you today. You're such an amazing person. Your vibe is amazing. Whether or not you sat here in person with me or not, I want you to know that you were still here with me in spirit. It was like as if you were sitting right here. And your story, you're welcome. Your story is amazing and it's catching, and it's important for us to know that these things really do truly happen in the world to normal people. And we do have to be careful with who we involve ourselves with and the things that we choose to do too, because we can always point the finger at somebody else, but you have to realize there's some pointing back at yourself as well. So growth and opportunity is definitely out there. You just have to tap in and get in tune with yourself, and you shared a lot of that today, and I can tell that in your walk and in your who you are as a person, that you have so much to give the world, and you have so much to give to your family, and you have so much to give to your friends. So again, I truly, truly, truly appreciate you telling this story, and I look forward to working with you in the future. And if there's anything else you want to share, please say so, and then I'm going to do my end of the spiel, and then we'll see you next time on Everybody Has a Story.
Well, thank you. I don't have any closing statements. I'll definitely be reaching out to some people, though, because I know they'll want their story told. I know my mother-in-law, she wants to tell her story, but I'm not sure how you'll be able to do it because she's in prison. But
the same way we're doing yours is so. I would love for that opportunity. And actually, I was thinking about this a couple days ago, and I'm like, I don't want anybody to feel like if there's a hindrance for them to tell their story, to not tell their story. But if you have somebody who's interested in telling their story behind the walls, I'm so for taking that call, because it is important. It's important to process and deal with while they're incarcerated, but it's important for the world, again, to hear from their side. Because all the time we hear in tabloids, we hear in news articles, we hear in news airing that this person perceived to do this, but we really don't know the story behind that story. And so it's important for people to sit down and just hear, because we are human beings. And though sometimes we put ourselves in messed up predicaments, that doesn't mean that defines exactly who you are as a person. And the moment you take that and you internalize that and you tell yourself that's who you are, that's who you'll become. If you write that new chapter in that book and say, I'm not that person, this is not my legacy, then you will then internalize and know that you have the power within to change anything and all things, but it's just within who you are. So thank you. I'm going to do my spiel and then we can disconnect. But if anybody ever has or wants a desire to come on Everybody Has a Story, there are ways that you can get in contact with me, which is on my email at sierrasparkleshop@gmail.com. That's SIERRASSPARKLESHOP@gmail.com. If you're looking for opportunities of partnership with myself on doing anything in the community, I'm willing to sit down and speak with you to try to get those things moving. I'm going to have some things coming out that encourage my work and the things that I do in the community. So if you're encouraged to want to support that, please send me an email too. I have a clothing drive right now for women and children. I'm gathering up supplies for formerly incarcerated women to get the things that they need as essentials when they are re-entering to society. Because my belief is that if we build them up on the outside, they will start to internalize it, and then it'll grow. So I really, really, again, appreciate everybody tuning in, being a part of Everybody Has a Story. And I'm definitely looking forward to having some more opportunities to talk to people who are in or outside. So make sure you hit me up, sierrasparkleshop@gmail.com. Peace, love, and thank you for tuning in.